Welcome everybody. I have a surprise today. We're not talking about mortgages, we're not talking about buying a home, but we're gonna make a brief analysis of a new book. It's out there already from Bobby Castro, Upsider. This book I have the opportunity to read this week and it's amazing. I am not going to mention a lot of details from the book in case you want to read it. That's up to you. What I did instead is I took a few ideas that Bobby mentions in the book and let's dive a little bit into it. So let's start. The first interesting idea that I read: unplug from the excuses, justification, and the fast chasing flash dancing ways. Your flash dancing ways. You're gonna like that concept or not. It's not for people looking for a nice read. It's a real and deep conversation with yourself. With access to the right examples and people, you can create inspired curiosity, naturally creating a shift that impacts generational change. Bobby talks a lot about generational change. This might be an idea that you might be particularly interested. So if you're gonna dive in a little bit into it, this book is for you. Next idea. If you never played golf, I wouldn't expect you to be Tiger Woods the first time playing. It reminds me of Chris Body, how he put it, the famous trumpetist. He says, practice, practice, practice. So what Bobby is saying here is, don't think that you're gonna make it the first time. Don't think that at your first try is gonna be great. You have to practice, practice, and practice. I like all the concepts that Bobby puts into the book because they are very simple yet important. Listen, where you are is not who you are. Think about that. Since we're kids, we are taught to believe that, and actually we are told, you are this, you are that, you are that. But make no mistake, you are not your mistakes. So Bobby says, where you are is not who you are. Very powerful. The next idea, be urgent, never desperate. This sentence tells you a little bit about take action, introduces the idea of taking action. Now, making a quick shift, the next concept, good intentions versus selfish motives. Let's be honest, we are all selfish. That's human nature, right? But as human beings, we have the option and the possibility, and we're capable of helping others. In the way that we help each others, they can read it and they want to be near you and they want to help you back and they want to make business with you. So very powerful. Next concept, very interesting, scale versus efficiency. This is a very common mistake, not only personally but also for corporations. When companies start to scale, they start hiding people and hiding and hiding. Bobby talks about in the book how he manages his company, $750 million company, with 11 people. Very powerful. Now the last idea, but not least, one healthy meal doesn't make you healthy. Someone doesn't lose 100 pounds overnight, just like someone doesn't gain 100 pounds overnight. This is a little bit related to the practice and consistency and clarity. Very powerful concepts that Bobby introduces in this book. Now, the main ideas in the book, you can find it in Bobby's page, but that doesn't mean that you don't want to read the book. Maybe you want, maybe you don't. Let's take a look at it. So here we are. Bobby's 5 fundamentals of scaling. PMA all day, every day. Positive mental attitude. I want to make a quick pause here and talk about this book. For my Spanish viewers, Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill. This book was written in the 1930s. It's almost 100 years old, and yet is one of the best sellers, motivational business for entrepreneurs, highly recommended, and also very related to this concept of PMA. So if you want to go deep into this concept, I recommend you to read Napoleon Hill. The next concept, non-refundable minutes. talks about doing more with less time. Bobby talks about doing in one day what you could do in 3. I want to recommend you this book from Ramit Sethi, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. A very good book. It was a bestseller a few years ago, and yet very powerful because it goes very, very deep into this concept in doing more with less. Now, I want to finish this presentation with something that I consider very important and that makes this book very different to others. Let me show you. Ready? See? It's a workbook. This book is made for you. This book is going to be different for all of us. This book is going to make you think. It's going to make you work. It's going to train you. It's going to make you sweat. Are you ready? You want to do it? If you don't, if you're looking for a nice read, maybe this is not for you. But if you are ready to do the heavy lifting, then go ahead and get it. Upsiders.